Welcome back to the kitchen. Today we are doing another salad. Now summer is going to be hot, so I'm looking at making salads a lot for meals for dinner. And you can, have it left over the next day or repurpose the next day and bring it to work in a Ziploc baggie and throw the whole thing in the trash. Now I know that's not environmentally correct, but I don't want to wash anything anymore. So the world is made for people like me that want Ziploc baggies they can toss. I'm willing to take the hit. So feel free to do that. So this is another salad, like I said, and this is a meal salad again. This is orzo. Now I don't know if you're familiar with orzo. Maybe you're not. It looks like little grains of rice. I don't know, Rich, you can get in there close and see it. Doesn't it look like little rice grains? But indeed it's not. It's a pasta. And orzo is a very big deal in Italy and in Greece. They use it quite a bit. And in Greece, they make it into big, saucy dishes. But I think it works better for maybe a salad or something lighter than that. Because it's so, how are you going to pick this thing up, if it doesn't have a binder? And a binder is something that holds it together. Maybe like an egg or maybe a cheese or a very light sauce that you can use. So I use it primarily for salads. And it cooks relatively quickly, about 7 minutes. It boils at a rapid rolling boil on your stove. And the best thing is, not like pasta, which you have to constantly stir when you're cooking it. This stuff boils itself. You just watch it go around and around like a merry-go-round. It's great. And it's cheap. This is, I think I paid $1.99 for this whole bag. And this is a cheap meal. But what I do is add a lot of things to it. So this is my take on a Greek pasta orzo salad. So in here, I put the orzos at the bottom, and I'll show you, I layered it as well. If you want to serve, cut it up and make this ahead of time, this is another perfect dish to do that. You can put it in the refrigerator with a piece of plastic wrap on top of it in the fridge and let it sit there. It won't go bad. And at the very last minute before you serve it, that's when you toss it and actually dress it with the salad dressing. So in here, I put a cucumber. You can use Persian or any of those cucumbers or English cucumber that have very little seeds or any seeds at all, and cut them in small pieces. It's the easiest way to do this, and quickly as well. I also put in radishes. Let's see, what else did I put in here? Oh, chickpeas. Chickpeas, to the uninitiated here, are garbanzo beans. Now, I don't know if you've ever looked at one closely. You should. This is always good conversation at the dinner table for adults. Do you notice the top has got like a little peak to it? They're called cicci's in Italian. My mother's name and nickname when she was a kid growing up as a teenage girl was Cheech. It was short for Chichi because she had some really big breasts. These are little breasts. So this is cicci's. And that's what we still call them, not garbanzo beans. I don't know where that came from. But chichi to me, it's a lot more interesting salad and a way of describing it. And the family always loves the story on it with my mother, Nona, with her chichis. So buy garbanzo beans. This is your protein as well in here if you don't want to put meat for vegan or vegetarian people. Put in the chichi beans instead. They're great. It can, and you drain them, rinse them off. They got, they come in salted water, saline. Just rinse them off and get, make sure that they're fresher that way. So in here I also put in, let's see, what else today? Small red onion diced. Let's see, besides the cucumber, feta cheese. And feta cheese, I like feta because it's low fat and it doesn't bother me because it's a sheep. And feta cheese is not a dairy that I'm lactose intolerant, but I can have feta. It doesn't bother me. But, like a burrata, I will suffer, but I love it. And I love any of those mozzarellas, all those gooey cheeses I love. But feta's got a little bit of a spike to its taste. It's got a little bit more sharp, like maybe a chèvre or a goat cheese. Also spike, you could use that instead. This is really versatile. You can do anything you want to. Just use the orzo and throw a ton of stuff in here. It's like a kitchen sink salad. Open the refrigerator. Whatever you have left over, throw it in here. Just make sure it's fresh. Don't you throw anything in here that's not. Also in here, I put in fresh parsley from my yard, fresh mint from my yard, and also fresh basil. So we're going to toss this. You're going to see where at the bottom, in fact, I think here's the orzo at the bottom. I'm going to get a spoon. This will work better, I think. Let me see if I can find a big spoon here. Let's use a wooden spoon. Okay, so we're going to toss this together, and it will come together even better if you use the salad dressing that I made here. It's red wine vinegar, lemon, honey, salt, fresh ground pepper, and extra virgin olive oil again. And again, back to my mom's old jar thing here, you know, why buy anything fancy? I mean, just use what you have, you know. I want to make this so simple that you can do this and not have to go out and get anything special. That defeats the whole purpose of cooking. If you have to go out there and buy all kinds of new things to cook with, well, anybody can do that. We might as well go out to dinner for that matter. So anyway, we just toss it together. You see how it's shiny from the olive oil and the red wine vinegar, and just roll it. This is a technique that I learned when I was in culinary school. You start at the side of the bowl and you go underneath and roll. Now you can see the red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers. I threw those in there because I had those left over as well. And you break up if the orzo's sticky before it gets, because it, you know, after you rinse it. Always rinse your pasta. The only way you don't rinse your pasta is if you're making something like a bolognese. A bolognese is a wide noodle, like a tagliatelle, which is a thick noodle like this, but you want a bolognese, which is a thick meat sauce to stick to the noodle. That you don't want to rinse. But the rest of the pastas you do. And look at the colors. I mean, you know, you eat with your eyes. I mean, have you ever been to a restaurant or gone to somebody's house that wants to impress you and they serve you the food and it's sitting there on a white plate and you have a pile of mashed potatoes, a pile of cauliflower, and a chicken breast? Boy, that is dull. White food. I mean, like, really? Just use your imagination. You know, look what you have in the refrigerator, or if you don't have it, just go to the store and buy colors. Look at the rainbow. The greens are always better than the other colors. And look for the yellows and the reds, which are full of keratin, or, you know, anything that is, you know, good for you and healthier. This is healthy. This is good. Throw in the chicken. Throw in the chi beans. Remember the little breasts? Look at the little breasts. Aren't they cute? I mean, think of it as pubescent teenage girl. Should I say that? Probably shouldn't, right? Okay, don't let your kids watch this show. Just watch it yourself. All right, so again, this is simple, it's fresh, it's easy to make, and it's really tasty. Manja!